English Grammar, Lesson 29. Topic: Tag questions. Part 2. We've already looked at the two most common uses of tag questions, to comment and to confirm. And I hope you'll recall from other lessons that there is another structure that allows us to do the same thing. Do you remember negative questions? Negative questions are also used to comment and to confirm. So for example, when we say, teaching is rewarding, isn't it? We could also say, isn't teaching rewarding? And when we say, you're a teacher, aren't you? An alternative structure is, aren't you a teacher? So negative questions and tag questions share some uses. However, there are other uses of tag questions, and that's what I'd like to look at now. Tag questions can be used to make a polite invitation. The main statement will begin with let's, and the tag is always shall we. For example, let's leave, shall we? Tag questions can also be used to make requests. The main statement has an imperative, and then the tag uses will or would. These requests can be polite, as in, please sing for us, won't you? In contrast, the tag question would you makes the request more informal. Example, give me that hammer, would you? Such a request is used with someone you're very familiar with. Also informal is a tag question will you with a request. It's often pronounced as will ya. Example, quit that tapping, will ya? This sounds very urgent, as if you have no patience. You need someone to do an action now. Forming tag questions is usually as easy as 1, 2, 3. Having question word order, finding the right auxiliary verb to form the question, and making sure both parts are opposite, affirmative negative or negative affirmative. However, there are some situations where the tag questions use unusual or unexpected forms. Let's take a look at those. One unexpected form is the following. When we have I'm in the main statement, the tag question is aren't I? As in, I'm next, aren't I? With the demonstrative pronouns this and that, the pronoun in the tag question is it. For example, this is tricky, isn't it? That's not easy, is it? The demonstrative pronouns these and those use the pronoun they in the tag question. For example, these are correct, aren't they? Those are unusual, aren't they? And if we have an indefinite pronoun such as both in the main statement, the tag question usually has the pronoun they. For example, both are common, aren't they? And while we're talking about other forms, let me explain formal versus informal tag questions. Use of full forms are more formal than the use of contractions. Full forms in tag questions are also a lot less common. Here's an example. I am a teacher, am I not? That's very formal compared to, I'm a teacher, aren't I? In contrast, informal tags can be very short. Informal tag questions can use a single word. For example, you're a teacher, right? Grammar is sometimes tricky, huh? So you see that right can be used for confirmation, and is used to seek agreement, make a comment. Let's try an exercise, shall we? Exercise 1. Complete the statements with tag questions. Let's try an example. Professional golfers start learning the sport at a very early age. What's the tag? We need a pronoun that's plural, they. Our auxiliary verb will be a form of do in the simple present, and it must be negative. So our tag, don't they? 1. Answer: Jennifer, you took piano lessons as a child, didn't you? 2. Answer: but you never played professionally, did you? 3. Answer: playing doctor has always been a favorite activity among children, hasn't it? 4. Answer: this train engineer is rather young, isn't she? 5. Answer: not all chefs open their own restaurants, do they? 6. Answer: what a pretty costume. That was for a ballet recital, wasn't it, Jennifer? 7. Answer: I bet all these photos bring back good memories, don't they, Jennifer? We have time for one more exercise, don't we? Exercise 2. Look at the pictures. Use tag questions to comment or seek confirmation. If you're studying with a partner, listen closely to each other's tag questions and give appropriate responses. Here's an example. You're asked to make a comment about working as a scientist. You might say, scientists are very logical thinkers, aren't they? And your partner could reply, yes, they usually are. Or, no, not necessarily. Now your turn. Number 1. Make a comment about being a race car driver. 2. Seek confirmation about the work of an architect. 3. Seek confirmation about becoming an astronaut. 'That's all for this lesson. Thanks for watching and happy studies.